And now we are in the next part of our video recommendations and shoutouts, continued from what we were doing before. If you are not mentioned in these lists, you're still super great and I love your stuff. I subscribe to everybody for a reason, but I only shout out a very small number of people because I just don't have time for hundreds of shoutouts. Anyhow, let me continue. Next on the list of things to shout out is Team 4-Star, the guys who do Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I was so positive that their fame would have gotten them nominated by somebody else that I didn't nominate them. And here they go, getting passed over. Another one that was passed over was Red versus Blue. I was positive they would have been nominated by other people, and they simply were not. A very interesting category was called Fan Base. Nominations included things like the Angry Joe Army and the League of Extraordinary Critics. I wasn't sure what classified as a fandom, but decided to nominate the Brony Riff Cafe / the Brony Analyst Community and the Young Justice and Torah fans. These are the two fandoms that got me hooked on YouTube and fascinated with reviews and reaction videos and analyst videos and all this kind of stuff that I'm doing now. I would not be into MLP if I wasn't fascinated by the large number of Torah and Young Justice fans who brought all kinds of great drama to the table. The Brony community has been huge and amazing and ever growing, whereas the Torah and Young Justice fans have faded away from the internet and quit YouTube because their show is no longer on and they have nothing to talk about. So rather than discover a new show and continue talking, they just stopped posting videos altogether and haven't been back to the internet in ages. But these two fandoms, I thought, deserved a shout out. The comic strip critic is someone who's very awesome and very enjoyable, knows his stuff, has a great show, a very professional look, has had a ton of success, has met in person multiple people from the industry that he enjoys, has done a lot of great stuff with his life, and has gotten a lot of great stuff for being a YouTuber. The problem is that his show is so unique. He is the only person doing comic strip reviews, and the fact that he is someone who does what he does and he's the only one doing it means he has no competition and no one else in any categories that he fits into. He doesn't fit comic books, he doesn't fit books or TVs or movies or anything else. He is purely comic strip, and nobody ever thinks that to be a category. But he does what he does it professionally, and he does it great. And he's constantly getting out there awareness of comic strips. Next shout out goes out to Silver Quill. Silver Quill is someone within the Brony community who is very funny, does what he does very well. He has lots of art and animation and storytelling and a very unique spin on the whole episode reviewing thing. He takes his time, but he puts out great work. And he does a lot of cameo work. Imatoonlink, Animated James, and Jan Animation were all people that I nominated for doing short skits and short movies. But I guess animation doesn't really count as a skit, maybe, but they all do a lot of hard work, do a lot of great entertaining stuff, and they are awesome in their field of what they do. Jan Animation has an especially fascinating story of having stuff up, getting a cease and desist order, having that stuff taken down, and having his production of his channel stopped while he works stuff out. Animated James and Imatoonlink, on the other hand, have consistently produced content not just for themselves, but for and about other members of the Brony community. They've done a lot of the major Brony community fan crossover videos that have come out around the time of the holidays and other moments worth celebrating. Ilovekimpossiblealot gets a shout out, not just for being an entertaining and funny reviewer, but also a strong, positive female role model. One of the categories in the DT Awards was Girl Power, so I tried to give her that. I also tried to give her for reviewing. She does a lot of funny stuff, lots of pop cultural references in her work. Nice animation, fascinating character, fascinating, interesting personality. Love all of her little running gags and cute little funny things that she does, and the whole attitude she brings to reviewing. And she has been gaining power and influence and notoriety in the community, and has just been a rising star throughout this whole phenomenon. My next shout out goes to Lightning Bliss. This is a person who did reviews for a while, has a pony with a very unique look, very adorable OC, and a very unique backstory. And then on top of all that, she's calmed down from reviews and has done short skits, also qualifying for the short skit category. Definitely worth checking out. I've highly enjoyed her work and have been desperately trying to become a part of her short skit series. Hopefully one day she'll decide to use my stuff. A and Y is the next person that I want to give a shout out to. Y does great stuff. He qualifies as a reviewer, analyst, reactor, vlogger, live vlogger, crossovers. He's even sung songs. He's done tons of stuff. He's one of the founding members of the Brony Analyst community, another person who without we would be no place. Next shout out goes to SoundSpeed and MrCobaltSky, two Brony reactors who have great chemistry together. Their friendship is so strong, they are almost like brothers. They have a very fascinating past, a great deal of history together. They're great members of the reactor community, and the kind of people that when people do reactions, they imitate the style of these two do. I highly recommend them. Pushing Up Roses, whether she's by herself or with Paul. She's a great gamer and a great reviewer by herself, but she's also a great collaborator with a lot of great chemistry when she works with Paul. Paul is a music reviewer, not necessarily a musician, but more of a music historian, music expert. He does great stuff as well. Both of them do great stuff playing off of each other, and both do great things on their own. But music reviews has never been a category in the DT Awards. Shout out to Dysfunctional Equestria. This is a group of people who come together to react to and vlog about and review the My Little Pony series. They all meet at various locations. They do some funny skits, they do voices, they perform characters, they do short animations, they do lots of funny, entertaining stuff. And for the past couple of years, ending in this year, sadly, when they retired the show, they've been doing excellent My Little Pony reaction and reviewing. The other one similar to them is Equestria's Reflection. They do similar stuff, but without the voices, without the animation, without the skits. Next shout out goes to Starlight Ginger Pony of the Starlight fan chats. Try to get involved in her stuff, but don't always have the time. And when I do, getting myself to post anything is a little tricky. But she does a lot of great live vlogging. She's also done some really great collabs. Shout out goes to Hewylewis for doing the animated movie reviews. Not just a brony, but also a fan of all forms of animation, be they stop motion, puppets, or clay. This is a person who will look at anything that is technically animated. All of your cartoons, your movies, all sorts of different things. He has a really upbeat, catchy, enjoyable theme song. He has a great look, great personality. He's done great crossovers with lots of great people. He brings a lot of energy to what he does. He has a lot of passion, and as of most recently, he's trying to get himself into the brony community.